Now, the Republican Senator John McCain will be 72 in August, and if he's elected President of the United States, he'll be the oldest person ever to win a first presidential term. He's released his medical records from the past 8 years in the hope of reassuring voters that his age won't be an issue. Well, here to discuss this further is Dr. James Boyes, a professor in international politics at the American International University in Richmond. Welcome to you.
Good evening.
Is this necessary, do you think? Do voters there care about his health?
Well, I think they do. What we can see here, I think, Sophie, is the start of the final part of the American presidential campaign. Until now, we've seen very much the Republicans going against one another and the Democrats doing the same. What I think this heralds now is the start of the idea that McCain is realising that his most likely candidate opponent is going to be Barack Obama, someone who very much personifies youth and vitality, and that by trying to get the records out ahead of time, he can hopefully try to divert people's attention away from this as a potential issue in the campaign.
Is he not drawing attention to it, though? I mean, this is pretty rare, isn't it? Do presidential hopefuls normally do this? And it's pretty personal stuff.
It is personal stuff. It's something which American voters feel they have the right to know. You need to remember, of course, that this guy is 72. There is a need to try and preempt what will likely be a strong point of attack by the Democrats, albeit quite subtly, I think, to try and point out the fact that this guy will be the oldest elected American president if he wins the office this November.
And he's not, it's not just his age, is it? He does actually have quite an extensive medical history. I think he survived melanoma 3 times.
He has indeed, and he has a large scar on his face to prove his medical history, I think. One of the interesting things, he was in this country recently, and a leading newspaper here did an interview with him which said if you see John McCain on the television, he looks one way, but meet him in the flesh without his makeup on and he looks very frail and very old. And I think this is something which the McCain people are going to be very, very careful to try to cover up come the election in November.
And if he is up against Barack Obama, you couldn't get more of a contrast, could you? He's 25 years his junior. He's, you know, he's young. He plays basketball.
He does, but the best route to success, I think, for John McCain is to take a leaf out of Ronald Reagan's playbook. In 1984, Ronald Reagan was running for re-election. He'd been shot at. He was the oldest American president ever at that point, and his youthful candidate was seen to be catching up on him. And Reagan turned around and said, he sorted it all out in one stroke. He said, I am not going to use, for political purposes, my candidate's youth and inexperience for my own political gain. So in other words, you diffuse the situation with humour, and he went on to win the nomination and win re-election in a walk in 1984. And I think if McCain could do the same again, then he'll be well to diffuse the situation.
OK. Dr. James Boyes, thanks very much indeed for your thoughts.